This video is a small addition to my previous video on baldness after my acquaintance, who goes by Tiberius, alerted me to some information that I had missed. Tiberius was noted to be bald in his later years by both Dio and Tacitus. Tacitus reports that some speculated that Tiberius was ashamed about his elderly appearance, including his baldness, and this contributed to his desire for solitude on Capri. None of Tiberius's later sculptures or coinage betray any balding, only a normal mature hairline. This exemplifies perfectly how Roman representation of emperors was often idealized and did not include signs of aging such as baldness. Dio's account containing information about Tiberius's baldness is situated within an odd story whose setting is the Floralia, a rowdy festival honouring the goddess Flora. Apparently, a praetor named Caesianus employed numerous bald men for the ruckus at the festival, and also shaved the heads of 5,000 boys before they were to act as torchbearers. All this was done in order to poke fun at the baldness of Tiberius. The story goes that Tiberius turned a blind eye to this offence. Interestingly, Suetonius in his work does not mention Tiberius's baldness, despite his usual appetite for these observations. He includes plenty of other disparaging information about Tiberius's appearance, so it's unlikely he was avoiding the topic out of respect. Believe it or not, Caracalla was also reportedly completely bald on the top of his head. This is not apparent at all on sculpture or coinage. The only evidence for Caracalla's baldness is a small remark amidst a narrative in Herodian's history. Herodian tells us that Caracalla was visiting the city of Troy, and after visiting the nearby tomb of Achilles, started to roleplay as him. During this time, he had his favourite freedman, Festus, play the role of Patroclus. Festus then died quite suspiciously, and Caracalla continued his Achilles roleplay by holding a funeral for his Patroclus, during which he offered some of his hair to the funeral pyre, just as Achilles did. Herodian comments that this was ridiculous because Caracalla was completely bald up top, therefore had so little hair to offer. This strongly contrasted with the flowing locks of Homer's Achilles. Now, for some further anecdotes regarding baldness from some emperors covered in the first video. In his work on the firmness of the wise man, Seneca comments on Caligula's baldness when pointing out that Caligula had plenty of features that could be mocked, and how despite this, Caligula insisted on insulting other people and could not endure insults himself. Next, we return to Galba. Plutarch records how the former client king of the Bosphorus, Mithridates, made comments insulting Galba's bald head and wrinkled face. According to Plutarch, Mithridates would later be executed by Galba. Both Suetonius and Plutarch record that when Galba was beheaded, transporting his severed head was made difficult due to his lack of hair. Finally, let's end on a humorous caricature found in Pompeii. The artist behind this caricature really goes out their way to emphasise the bald head and big nose of someone called Rufus.